Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's racing show is sponsored by Appalachian Academy of Speed. Go hit them up because they do arrival drives and test and tune testing sessions, and you can also buy and rent quarter midgets. I'm not quarter midgets, but bandoleros. So bring your safety equipment. Also, like to talk about our other sponsor, Brody Manny Motorsports, and also Chad Rat Construction. Tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. We have with us an incredible driver who's got an incredible past. We have got Mr. CJ Sweatt. Welcome to the show, Mr. CJ.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your career. How did you get behind the wheel of a race car?
So I guess I started out at about 3 years old. My dad was nice enough to get me a little weed eater cart, and we tested some at the dirt track down by us. And then we kept racing the flat carts until I was about 7 or 8. And then we moved to the NCQMA, which is a little oval track. And
Oh,
from there
yeah.
we dabbled in a little bit of everything between outlaw carts, modifieds, road course karts, some. So we've done about
So,
it.
thinking back on your career, what was it like for you to climb behind the wheel of a race car for the first time?
It was just exciting. I've always loved going fast. It's been my love since I was a kid.
Okay. So, CJ, let's talk about your racing number now. Where did that come from?
My racing number, my favorite was always Dale Earnhardt Jr. When I was growing up, every time I went to a NASCAR race, that's who I'd cheer for. So that's where I got 88 from. And that's my primary.
Okay. So, CJ, let's talk about now about how much success you've had as a race car driver.
We've done pretty good at about everything we've run. We've won a lot of races with the outlaw carts. Been grateful to run across the country and have good success in those. The modified, we've had it for a little while. We've been doing races here and there. We're still working on how to learn the car. It's a little bit of an older car, but we love racing that thing, and I've been thankful to have a lot of success.
Okay. How many wins do you have racked up in your career?
Um, I don't know an exact number, but I would say around 150, 200.
Wow. The Richard Petty of wins. Okay. So, CJ, what is your favorite type of car you've ever raced?
So as of now, probably the outlaw carts. They're very exciting, low to the ground, a lot of horsepower, light. So they're just a blast to drive.
Okay. So, CJ, let's talk about now about sponsors. Who do you have for sponsors on your race car?
So for sponsors, right now I have Carolina Kitchens. We have CarQuest of Loris and a couple others. Not a
Okay.
lot of sponsors.
Are
Thankfully,
you still
my dad's
are
very
you looking for sponsors? Are
yes
you
sir.
presently okay? So if there's anybody that's out here and going to be watching the racing show, reach out to CJ Sweatt and his racing team because CJ would appreciate the sponsors on his race cars that follow him throughout his career. So, CJ, okay. So what is your most favorite track you've ever raced on?
Um, There's two that I really love. One of them's Millbridge, and Millbridge, the track's really good and really just prestige. Every time we race there, you have the Elledges and Miller and all the big names up there. Sometimes you get Kyle Larson there. So it's just racing there is phenomenal because just the names you get to run against and the level of equipment is crazy. And then my favorite driver track of all time is probably Thunder Hill Speedway in Menominee, Wisconsin, just because the track is so unique.
Okay. So, CJ, when it comes to racing on a track, what type of track conditions do you like to race
Um, I like it rough and slick. The rougher and the slicker it is, I feel like the better as a driver I can do.
on? Okay. So, CJ, what is your home racetrack that you've raced on?
All right, so my home track would be Danny's Southern Cartway. That would be the track's maybe 5 minutes down the road from us. It's very close. That's where I've drove for a long time with flat carts.
So, have you met some like really awesome NASCAR drivers throughout your career?
Um, the other, believe it or not, the other day I was at Millbridge and I actually saw him waved at Kyle Larson, spoke a couple words to him. But like I said, racing week in, week out at Millbridge, you intertwine with those people and see them every once in a while. Guys like Kyle Larson, Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch always there with his kids racing. Owen's always there and racing. So it's neat to be able to be around them guys and see how they work.
So when it comes to your racing career, who do you have that helps work on your race car?
My dad is my number one supporter. He's always trying to do his best to get our cars ready, and I help work on the race car. We've done a couple races for SKE, Lou Madison. I've been grateful enough to run his car for the past 2 years. We just went out west with SKE and did a tour out there in the Midwest, and we did pretty good. We got unlucky with some stuff, but I'm grateful to be able to have a good set of people to run with.
Okay. So out of your racing career, what's the most favorite part you enjoy about being a race car driver?
Really, like I said earlier, just going fast. Even if we've as we've moved up, I've always chose to, even if we could move up a class to go faster and we didn't have the best equipment, that's what I chose because I just always wanted to go faster.
Okay, okay, okay. So CJ, do you have a racing nickname?
The Assassin. That has been my racing nickname since I was
Very
little.
cool, very cool, very, very cool. So CJ, do you have some crazy stories you'd like to share with us about your racing career?
Um, I guess a good one was probably we went and raced 304 Speedway one weekend, which is a track in Virginia. And it was the final time I ever raced there. And we were running open outlaw carts. And the track was just so wet and so slick. And then as we were on the track, it started raining and everybody spun out and nobody could get back going because we were all stuck. They couldn't even push us off the walls and stuff. It was pretty funny.
Wow, wow. So CJ, do you have any big racing events that you're looking forward to doing yet this year?
Um, Maybe trying to shoot towards the Tulsa shootout. It'll be depending on I've done a couple micro races. I actually am doing a micro race on Saturday for Kyle Beatty and SKE. So we're hoping to have a chance at doing a shootout or a Carolina micro showdown at Millbridge. We're hoping to be able to do some of those events this year. And we just got done with the East Coast Nationals and the West Coast Nationals with the Outlaw Corp. So those were the main events for this year with those cars.
So what is it like running on the East and West Coast Nationals?
It's a lot different. The surface is just so much different. Like I guess the only way I can put it in perspective is like in North Carolina and South Carolina, the track will get slick, but it's always like a grip slick. When you go out there to like Knoxville and Iowa and Wisconsin, it's just black slick. It's hard to run on.
Yep. So CJ, will this be your if you get to go to the Tulsa Shootout, will this be your first appearance at that track?
Yes, it will. It's been a bucket list thing for me and my dad for years. And we've actually never been there. We've wanted to go there and watch, but me and dad have always talked about that I don't know if I could handle it going there to just watch and not running. That's definitely an event we want to
True.
participate in.
True. So CJ, okay, do you have anybody you'd like to send a special thank you out to for getting you where you are with your racing career?
My mom, my dad, Lou Madison, Kyle Beatty, um, Ricky Jordan, Racing Engines. Those guys have been a big help for us so far, and a lot of other people. Really, I've been
So
grateful to
who's
have a
your
life.
so who's your racing hero that you look up to most?
Really, now Kyle Larson. He's spectacular. He's a spectacular human being, and he can wheel anything.
Oh yes, definitely. So CJ, okay, what do you like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
Oh man, I actually like to ride mud four wheelers. I know that sounds really weird, but I have a blast with that on off weekends. But
Okay, okay.
this year we've been pretty packed with racing. It seems like every weekend we've been racing. So
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. So good luck to you the rest of the season, CJ, with wherever you go racing. So when is your next race?
My next race will be Saturday at Millbridge, micro.
Okay. Okay. Good luck to you at Millbridge. Definitely. Hopefully you can get another win out there. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So CJ, what I like to do is I like to kind of toss the mic over to my guest. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask.
All right. So I don't really have any questions.
Okay. Okay. So CJ, good luck to you. Also, definitely, we'll see where this racing career takes you um, once you get further into it. So yes, is it something that you're going to pursue full time or?
I would love to. If not, I've been doing really good in school. I'm an 11th grader. I'll be graduating this year early, so it's nice to have a backup plan. But I would love to race full time.
Very cool. Well, thank you again, CJ, for being on the racing show with me tonight, talking to us about your racing career, getting to know you a little bit better. I will have you step out and I will call you a little bit to thank you in person.
All right, thank you. Thank you for.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was CJ Sweatt on our racing show tonight, talking to us about his racing career. He's going to be racing at Millbridge Speedway this weekend, so good luck to CJ Sweatt. Um, Nothing really going on racing wise coming up right now. Just a lot of I guess Bubba Wallace signed a extension with 2311 Racing. We'll see what happens there. Bubba Wallace hasn't done much lately, so we'll see what happens there, I guess. Other than that, there's really nothing much to talk about. NASCAR ways, I guess Corey LaJoy is waiting for a a incident to happen with Kyle Busch because he kind of got into a wreck with Kyle Busch the last couple weeks. So we'll see what happens there. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan and Olive Russ, Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. And if you would like to sponsor a racing show or be on a racing show, feel free to email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com or you call us or text us at 712-209-7138. Have a good night.